and welcome to the Sanctuary, a safe space to speak from the heart. I'm your host, Israel, and my guest today. Man, you do so many things because you also play the trombone, you write music, you're a composer, but you are in this capacity the artistic director of the TD Halifax Jazz Fest. Thanks for coming to the Sanctuary today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Right, so we'll just dive right into it. What year is it of the Halifax Jazz Fest, and what are some things we should look out for this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the 38th edition of the festival. So the festival started way back in 1985, which is before I was born. So it's been a long time coming. The festival this year, we're one of the largest festivals in the Maritimes and one of the definitely the biggest in Nova Scotia. So there's all sorts of great opportunities for people to check out music of all sorts of types, and I always say that there's something for everyone at the festival. We have over 65 performances, with the majority of those being free performances to the public. So we're really excited about it.
Wow, 65. Holy smokes. How long is the festival for this year?
Yeah, so the festival runs for 6 days. It kicks off on July 11th and goes until the 16th. So it's quickly coming up, and we're really excited to get things going.
Nice. And, one thing I've learned about festivals like this is like once one festival is over, the planning for the next set of festivals starts right away. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's a year-round process. So I work with the festival all year round, and you're completely correct on that. Where I'm already, even now, despite that this year's festival is coming up, I'm starting to think about next year, because especially a lot of artists, headlining artists as well, they plan so far in advance about where they're going to go for the next year. So we really have to get on top of it to make sure that we're not missing out on some fantastic acts.
Oh my God, yes. And I forgot to actually add that it's the award-winning TD Halifax Jazz Fest because the festival has won a number of awards, including from Music Nova Scotia. As the artistic director, what exactly do you do?
Yeah, so my job is basically I'm the head of the programming for the festival. At the end of the day, I'm the one that's working with agents, artists, and management to book the shows for the festival. So the way that works is that I work with a great team of people, always open to suggestions from anyone in the community. But in particular, we have a programming committee with the festival. And so that's made up of 12 to 15 community members from all sorts of walks of life to give us a good scope of recommendations for acts and things that we should be doing at the festival. And so I take direction from them to book the acts for the festival, which is a really great position to be in, as I just love so much different types of music that I'm able to connect with different artists.
Yeah, talking about different artists, one thing I really love about the festival is how much it props up the artists here in the Maritimes, right? And give them these huge platforms to launch either their work, their music, or themselves. And there's this whole process for artists to come on, and like artists in Halifax, HRM, the Maritimes as a whole. What's that process involved?
Yeah, so we have an application process with the festival that gives us a great idea of who's out there, and it's a great way for me to be able to learn about new acts as well. So that process is done through our website, which is halifaxjazzfestival.ca. And it's always great for people to know that our applications, if you are interested in playing and performing at the Halifax Jazz Festival, that you can apply through our website. There's a submissions page. And that's open from October, the second week of October to the second week of January. So if anyone's listening to this, mark it in your calendar, because oftentimes I do get messages from people that are like, "Oh, I missed the date," and I'm like, "I know you knew about it, but but you forgot." So it's important. It's important that people go through that application process as well.
As artistic director, working with the TD Halifax Jazz Fest, what do you look for in the artists you bring on the stages of the festival?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for our festival, and as is mentioned, we really tried to offer a variety of acts that to the public, and look for different varieties. I think the great thing about our festival is that we have so many different stages that we can offer, and so we can offer performances from established artists that people have been performing a long time, or emerging artists as well. So I always look to get a mixture so that we can continue to support up and coming acts, as you mentioned before. And I guess for me, our festival is always steeped in the creative arts, and for us, I'm always looking for things that are a little bit off center, not just too necessarily mainstream, or are coming out of the tradition of jazz as well. So we want to just offer something a little different that people might not be able to see year round here in Halifax.
You mentioned stages. What are some of the stages, and where will the locations be in the city?
Yeah, so we have a few long-standing locations that we go to. Of course, we have the TD Waterfront main stage, which is the primary hub for the festival, which is on the Halifax waterfront, and we're delighted to be back on the lot that we'd been using in 2019. So we were in a different location last year, just on the other side of the waterfront warehouse, but we're back on the place that we've been for the past decade. So we'll be down there. Some other stages that we have is on the weekend of the festival. We'll be at the Hydrostone Park in North End Halifax as well. So we'll be there from 12 till 4 on Saturday and Sunday of the festival, with free programming, and that's always great. It's a very laid back, casual environment. You can come and just chill in the park there and take in some of that music. As well, we'll be in Dartmouth. We're partnering with the Downtown Dartmouth Business Commission and the Dartmouth Sunshine Series stage, which is at the Alderney Landing Ferry Terminal. And they've got a stage there that we're going to be taking over on the Saturday of the festival to present some music. It starts at 10 in the morning to coincide with the Alderney Gate Farmers Market, and so that's always a great time as well. So those are some of the stages that we have around, as well as our indoor concert venues that take place in the evening.
We've talked about the stages, and who are some of the artists we'll be seeing on these stages?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we have a lot of local artists that are going to be performing. I think one of the interesting things that's happened over the past couple of years with around HRM is that we've had so many great artists that have come into the city as well from other locations. I think people are talk about there's a lot of issues that come with an influx of people into the area, but one of the silver linings is that there's some great artists that have moved into the area as well, and so we'll be featuring some of those folks as well as some of our longtime members. So in particular, to our Hydrostone stage, we've got people like Gabe Mink, a fantastic guitarist. As well, we've got up-and-coming drummer Kaito McDonald, more recent transplant to the Maritimes, Megan Gillespie, a fantastic vocalist, will be performing, as well as first-time performer at the festival, Carlene Marie, who I'm really looking forward to having as well. And beyond that, in our Dartmouth Sunshine Series stage, we've got a kids program. If there's any parents out there looking for somewhere to take their kids, we've got Razzmatazz for Kids, who are an amazing duo who are performing directed at children's entertainment. So they're going to be performing at 10 a.m. on Saturday at the festival as well.
Wow. Okay, you're mentioning artist upon artist upon artist. Then one thing a friend of mine is like, okay, you have to see Shaggy perform. So I'm wondering, like, how did the Shaggy thing happen, and which stage and day is he performing?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that performance. He's going to be performing on the main stage on July 12th. So that's the Wednesday night, the second night of the festival. It's going to be a party. I just keep on envisioning, hopefully a very sunny, warm night here in Halifax where Shaggy's going to take the stage. And I guess that came about for me. Interesting enough, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and so I was listening to Questlove has a podcast, Questlove from the Roots, and he had Shaggy on, and the interview, it was an amazing interview where Shaggy was just, it was about 2 hours of him just talking about his background and just like basically the history of reggae and dancehall music. And I was like, man, this guy's, I already thought he's a brilliant person. So I just like dug into his music a little bit more and was checking out performances. Like, oh man, I was like, this is going to be fantastic. And then it happened to line up that he was, going to be touring in North America at that time. So I just reached out to his agent and they were keen to do it. So it's happening.
Nice. No, I mean, I know it's going to be great. Plus, it's been raining the last couple of days, so hopefully it'll be warm by then.
I know, man. It's been like, I guess this has been one of the rainiest June in about 20 years. So I think, the weather, we go rain or shine either way. So it'll be a party either way. But I'm hoping for, fun in the sun.
Yeah, no, me too. A friend of mine was saying that we asked for so much rain when we had the fires, so that's what's happening now. But anyway, Andrew, I mean, I can't let you go without talking about just a little bit about your musical background. Like, why the trombone? Because like it's so, you know, well, like you said, off center, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I actually wanted to start playing bassoon, which is like a even more niche wind instrument, but the teacher didn't know how to play that, so he's like, "Oh, you should play trombone," because it's part of it's a standard instrument in like school band programs, and they don't ever have enough of them. So I started playing that when I was in grade 6, over 20 years ago now. And I just had a knack for it, and kept me out of trouble playing in band. I wasn't much of a sports kid or anything like that, and so I just got into it and then fell in love with it ever since.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's great watching you perform and listening to your music. So, before I let you go, I mean, you are spending so much time getting the festival together, working with your programming committee and the team of the TD Halifax Jazz Fest as a whole, getting all these things ready. What are some things you do for yourself to relax when you do, if you even find the time to relax?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever asked me that question. I like to read a lot, so sometimes in the morning before I'll get up a little early to read. I'll go get like a coffee from down the road or sit on my step, just read and get myself into a calm mindset for the day. Beyond that, I enjoy doing capoeira, so that's like a Afro-Brazilian movement and exercise. So I started doing that over the pandemic, and that's a really great way to de-stress because it's like pretty high intensity exercise, and you can't be looking at your phone at that time. So that's a really great way to relax. So between those two things, that's what I enjoy, and then also just going out to see my friends' music as well. It's great to check out music where you're not planning it, so that's a great way to relax too.
Yeah, it's true, close. Like now you know. And then but okay, last one. I know I said that was the last one, but before I let you go, during the actual week of the festival, what do you do as the artistic director?
Yeah, so I do a lot of different things. I mean, primarily checking in with the artists and making sure that everything's going according to what we've planned and agreed to. Beyond that, I'll do anything if anyone needs a hand. I'm fortunate that I'm not really tethered to one spot, so I can go and run, bring things around if need be. But primarily, it's checking in with artists and providing clarification on things like that, and just overall making sure that things run smoothly for everyone.
Wow. There must be a lot of Excel spreadsheets in your on your computer.
There are. That's why my computer was like running a little slow. It's just so many files on it.
Oh man, Andrew, it's fun to talk to you. Thank you for what you're doing, and I can't wait to watch Shaggy perform, and of course, all the other awesome artists that will be performing at this year's TD Halifax Jazz Fest.
Yeah, thanks so much. Really excited, and I hope to see you down there.